up, everyone? I'm here to bring you a very important update on Cardano. I see a lot of interesting things happening and in the technicals. We have some major developments happening with Cardano. So in this video, we're going to run through some technical analysis, talk about what I see happening both short-term and long-term, talk about those developments, and explain what is happening with Cardano. So if you like the sound of that, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. And I'll tell you why, folks. Look, I was making videos saying Cardano broke up bullishly out of this ascending triangle here, saying we're likely to explode. Let's say you had gotten in at the top of this breakout point near 45 cents. You could have been up, let's see how much on Cardano. Just over 180%, nearly 190%. Folks, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. So there's so much to talk about, so many interesting things happening in the technicals. But before we delve into the technicals, I feel like it's worthwhile mentioning some of the major developments that's been happening on Cardano, which is the launch of Mary. So for the first time ever, March 1st, today, we will have native tokens on the Cardano ecosystem. So just like Ethereum has ERC20 tokens, Cardano, with the launch of Mary, people will now be able to create native tokens to the Cardano ecosystem. This is a big deal for Cardano. This is one of the largest developments in Cardano's history. Very bullish, very happy day for Cardano. This is a good day for all Cardano holders. Very interesting to see. This is a major deal. So not only do we have Mary launching today, and native tokens on Cardano will now be able to be created as of today. We have a further development happening with Cardano, which is Goguen, which will release further developments and further upgrades to the Cardano ecosystem. We will further create dApps and improve more functionality and bring smart contracts to Cardano. So lots and lots of developments happening for Cardano in March. I believe March has a very good chance of being a very good month for Cardano. Excuse me. I've been saying I wouldn't be surprised if Cardano reached $2 either March or April because of all these giant developments we're having. Now, that is not a guarantee. Let's run through our technicals here to try and get a sense of what's happening with Cardano and where the next big move could be. So let's begin here by looking at the daily. So the daily on Cardano actually, so I'm starting to see a bit of weakness here, a bit. The MACD histogram is starting to tick down. Weighted MACD on the daily starting to curve down. Weighted MACD acts as a leading indicator on the regular MACD, and the stochastic RSI is going up, but it's starting to curve down. We could potentially anticipate a bearish crossover at some point here, and the stochastic RSI is great for understanding shifts and trends. And then regular RSI. So I've been noting something of great concern with Cardano. So while the fundamentals for Cardano look great, they've never looked better. The technicals for Cardano look very concerning, especially in larger time frames such as the daily. Why? Well, we're getting bearish divergence on the RSI, lower highs, macro lower highs paired with higher highs in price action. So see, this peak here on the RSI coincides with this peak. This peak here coincides with this peak, and this peak here coincides with this peak. Whenever we get lower highs in RSI paired with higher highs in price action, it's very, very bearish. It's telling us the upward momentum is running out of steam. So that's very concerning to see. So let's take a look at this. So I'm very torn on Cardano, folks. The macro time frames do look concerning, but at the same time we have giant catalysts, giant developments happening on Cardano. So very interesting. Lots of counter narratives happening right now. So looking at the 12-hour, histogram is ticking down further. Weighted MACD bearish crossover on the way down. Stochastic RSI on the way down, although seems to want to have a bullish crossover. So we're not getting a strong confluence of reasons, although this does look weak. We're still getting macro lower highs on our side as well. So 12-hour concerning as well. 6-hour, 6-hour seems to perhaps, I'm seeing some strength. Histogram ticking up. Weighted MACD bullish crossover seems to, yeah, look at that, bullish crossover. Weighted MACD again acts as a leading indicator on the regular MACD. Stochastic RSI approaching the oversold region, starting to curve a bit here. Might want to have a bullish crossover. And again, the stochastic RSI is great for understanding shifts and trends. It typically moves from one extreme to the other, one extreme to the other. So whenever it's in one extreme, it's just a matter of time before we have some kind of leg up here. And again, I think the RSI is concerning here, although I think I'm starting to note something of interest that I think could be helpful in order to try and understand what the next big move is here with the US dollar value of Cardano. So I think it's valid to draw a wedge here on Cardano. So whatever way we break out of this thing, break out of this wedge on the other side, I think will be very telling for the dollar value of Cardano. And so I think knowing what way we break out of this, I think that will be the next big move for the US dollar price of Cardano. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. We're nearing an apex here in that wedge, so we're going to have a breakout soon here in the next few days, likely. So let's keep looking here. 6 hours, trying to see some strength. Let's take a look at the 3. 3 on the way up. Let's zoom in here. I think, is that a bullish crossover? It wants to have a bullish crossover. So again, yeah, 3 hours starting to look strong. Let's finish off looking at the 1 and 1 hour. Again, further strength, does not want to break down. So just to summarize a bit here, folks, larger time frames are looking concerning. We're seeing some bearish divergence, some signs of some weakness on the macro scales. Very concerning. We're starting to see a bit of strength build up in the mid hourlies, and the lower hourlies do look strong. So ultimately, I think what we need to look out for to understand what the next big move is with Cardano is we need to understand what's going on with this pitchfork. So this pitchfork was drawn by taking the bottom of the impulse to the top, then the retracement. Then we get some channels, some lines that are very likely to act as support and resistance. And we have, look how well we've been respecting these support and resistance lines on our pitchfork. We got rejected exactly at the top of our pitchfork here acting as resistance, here resistance, here resistance, here support, here support, here resistance, here support, here support. Oh, look how well we've been reacting up to the extremities of this pitchfork. So I think this pitchfork is going to be very important moving forward to understand what our next move is. Large important support below us, $1.28, I think is the key inflection point for understanding the next point. The next big move for Cardano, because look, a lot of volume building up at $1.28, a lot of sideways price action here. We didn't want to break down, and that's about where this green support line here is on our pitchfork. So if we start to break down below $1.28, I think we're likely to go for a further leg down, retest the lower extremities of this pitchfork, this blue line here, and one of our green buy boxes here, green support regions for Cardano from $1.15 to about $1.12, I think is support. A lot of volume building up in these regions. And aside from that, very strong support for Cardano. I think it's $1.08 to about $1. And then aside from that, you know, I'd say 95 cents to 90 cents is going to be strong support for Cardano. Specifically, I think the most key levels we need to look out for is the 100 EMA on the 6 hour. If we zoom out, last time we pumped and dumped, found support around there, pumped, dump, found support around there, pumped, dump, found support around there. So the 100 EMA on the 6 hour is clearly a relevant, strong support area for Cardano, as well as 100 EMA on the 4 hour. Again, support here, support here, support here, support here. Very relevant, very strong support level. Last time we pumped and dumped, found support there, 100 EMA on the 4 hour. So this region about around $1 is going to act as very strong support for Cardano. If we start to break below these key support lines on our pitchfork here, I think it's likely that we retest these key levels here. Now, something else that I think we can look at to try to understand what Cardano is going to do is the Cardano Bitcoin pair. I was ringing the alarm bells saying here that we broke above major resistance. This is the most bullish Cardano has been on the Cardano Bitcoin pair since the previous cycle, and we were likely to explode. And my, have we exploded as well. Cardano Ethereum, again, I was making videos right here saying we broke above this extremely important resistance level on the Cardano Ethereum pair. This is the most bullish Cardano has been since the previous cycle. So again, while things are concerning, we're starting to see some bearish divergence in the larger time frames. Again, with those fundamentals, with those catalysts, with those off-chart factors, March could be a good month for Cardano, even though we're a bit overextended. And again, we could have a bit of a pullback here. These are some of the key support levels we need to look out for. Long term, I think something reasonable for Cardano is $5 to $10. That is my long-term price predictions. I don't know that for sure. Nobody knows that for sure. That is just a guesstimate for fun. I think it's far better to look to scale out more so based off time frames and less so based off price targets. I don't have the chart pulled in front of me, but the whole reason why I think crypto is very easy to gauge over the long term is because it moves in cycles. It's all because of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin halving. So every 4 years, roughly, the amount of Bitcoin that's produced gets cut in half, which it's the whole thing that drives the boom and bust, bull and bear cycles with crypto. And so according to the last halving we've had, Bitcoin is likely to reach its peak September, October this year, and Cardano reached its peak roughly a month after Bitcoin reached its peak last cycle. So I think, again, something similar could happen this time around where Cardano reaches its peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. And so I'm really looking to scale out more so based off time frames. You know, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, I will start selling slowly around September, October, November. So, you know, start selling more and more of my positions. And so whatever the market happens to give me around when the peak is likely to be, that's when I'll sell. Whether that's at $3, $5, $10, or $50. I'm selling more so based off time frames and less so based off price targets. So look, folks, if anything interesting further happens with Cardano, we'll definitely be talking about it on this channel. Do not forget to stay tuned, like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. Check out our Discord group down in the description below. If anything interesting, again, further happens, we'll be definitely talking about it there. We have semi-regular coin calls with our Discord members where we answer questions, talk about the market, talk about major developments we see with different projects. So join our Discord, folks. It's very helpful. And if you like what we do and you want to support us, consider joining our Patreon. Link for that down in the description. You get access to our VIP Discord group where we talk about low-cap gems, interesting setups, that kind of thing. I just today posted a low-cap gem that, like, 15 minutes after I posted it, did literally about a 2x, like 10-15 minutes after I posted it. So folks, consider joining our Patreon. Link for that down in the description below. We will also be giving away a hardware wallet randomly to one of the first Patreon members. So folks, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.